Hello everyone. So today I'm going to talk about class 9 to 10's physics book. So I'll discuss about chapter 2 today. I talked about chapter 1 before, so 2 is today. So chapter 2 is all about motion. So your question might be like, what even is motion? So think about this, alright? Like you're sitting in a bus. So you feel still, right? You're sitting in one place and you're not moving. But to someone outside, you're actually moving. So yeah, motion is just changing position over time. But here's the catch, it always depends on what you're comparing to. That's the whole relative thing. It sounds really fancy and maybe hard, but it's just perspective and nothing else. So what's the rest then? Basically the opposite, not changing position. But again, it depends on perspective. So nothing is like absolutely still in physics because everything is moving in some way. Like if you're still here, then the earth is moving, so you're technically still moving and really fast actually. You don't really feel it because of earth's gravitational pull, but you are actually moving really fast. So yeah. So thing in motion is there's two things called distance and displacement. This maybe makes you a little like lightheaded or some because it's like a little hard to like call out the difference between in your first time, but it's not really that hard because like yeah, it's not really that hard. So basically, distance is how much ground you covered, while displacement is where you ended up from where you started. So let's say you start from your home, then take a long path which goes left, right, whatever, but it goes to your school, right? So let's say that path you took is like, let's say 5 kilometers, but if you like go exactly straight from your house to your school, then it will be something like, let's say 1 kilometer. So yeah, that's basically the difference between distance and displacement. One is how much ground you cover, and how much one is like where you ended up from where you started. A thing about this is like, so if you go around a full circle and come back, then your distance will be something, right? Let's say like 10 kilometers. But if you go in a circle and come back to where you started, then your displacement would be zero because you ended up in the same place as before. So yeah, that's the difference. Oh yeah, another thing about motion is speed. So what is speed? Speed is just how fast you're moving. It's like how much distance you cover over time. It's nothing that much here, but that's the whole thing. But there are some catch, like sometimes speed is constant, but sometimes it keeps changing. So let's say you're walking like straight for 1 hour or something, you're jogging, right? So you'll probably go at the same speed, around that at least. But let's say you're in a traffic jam or something, that's why you will constantly like slow down and speed up depending on how much cars you have. So yeah, that's all about speed. So another thing in motion is velocity. So what is this? It's basically the same thing, but now direction matters. Direction is basically which way you're facing and all, and like yeah. So let's say something like 60 kilometers per hour. This is basically just speed, right? Because there's no directions. You could be going left, right, northwest, yeah, etc. But let's say you are moving 60 kilometers per hour north, then you have an exact position you're moving in. You have an exact direction. So that's why it's velocity here and not speed because you have a direction. So basically, even if your speed stays the same, if you change direction, your velocity changes. So yeah, and that leads us to the next thing, which is acceleration. So most people just think acceleration is just speeding up, but no, it's any change in velocity. So let's say speeding up, speeding down, turning a corner, whatever you're doing, like if there's a change in your speed, then this is because of acceleration. But this is most likely used for like speeding up but not speeding down, but this can mean the same thing depending on the context. So yeah. So motion has some types, right? But it's not that like important, because it's basically the same thing, but like sliced up to different like important ones, and like yeah. So you'll see stuff like straight line motion, circular motion, back and forth motion, but these are nothing that much, but like different ways things move. So yeah, it's not really that important or scary or anything. It's basically just easy stuff like that. If you go straight, then that's a straight line motion. If you go in a circular motion, then yeah, so you get the point. So another one is like formulas. There's a lot of formulas in this chapter. They teach us about a lot of things, but many people think of them as like let's say scary math stuff. But think of them like tools. One helps you find speed, one helps you find distance, one connects everything together, etc. Well, you don't need to like worship them or whatever. You just need to know when to use which. So yeah, that's where people mess up. So if you just care about that, then you should be good to go. So yeah. So a quick trick about numericals is when you see a problem, write what you're given, see what you need, and pick the formula that fits. Don't randomly throw formulas and like pray. So if you just do that, then you'll be good to go. So like yeah. So another thing we like learn about like the motion chapter is free fall, aka like let's say dropping stuff. You drop a pen, you drop a book, you drop a cup, whatever. So if you drop something, it falls because of gravity. And here's the cool part: everything falls the same way, ignoring air, of course. So it doesn't matter if it's light or heavy. It'll like fall down at the same exact moment if there wasn't like air blocking it. So yeah. Thing about motion is another thing is graphs. You see lines and curves. It looks scary, but it's not. It's like the different types of like motion. It's not that serious, but you have to learn it, and like yeah, it's not even that hard if you really like look into it and all. Like some are like steeper line, like faster movement, straight line, steady motion, curvy line means like changing speed, etc. You get what I mean. So yeah, the last concept I'll talk about is scalar and vector. So think of it as like this: like scalar is just a number, speed or distance, these are just by themselves. Vector is like number plus directions like velocity, displacement, etc. Like 60 kilometers per hour north, as I said before. So like yeah, it's a vector, and like 60 kilometers per hour, it is just a scalar. So yeah, that's all about like today's topic. I talked about motion and all, and yeah, thank you for listening to me, and that's all.